going back in the queue. Oh god, I hate this. Alright, there's a couple of good cards here. Let's just get rid of this. Okay, that works. Okay, so Bone Splitter's really good. I'm not sure if it's going to be the pick here, though. Rusei. I don't know how good these dragons. Hey, and Vyuk and Joida. I will get to your comments once I figure out which card to pick here. Murderous Redcap is sweet. So is this guy. If I wanted to do the Rebels deck, I might try and take this card, but I don't really think I want to play that deck. So it's really between Ryusei, Bone Splitter, Rift Bolt, and Murderous Redcap. Or I guess Murderous Redcap's pretty much completely better than Rift Bolt. So maybe I'll just take like Bone Splitter to stay up in. Or I mean, Aether Spellbomb is also really good. What do you guys think? Any opinions? It's too late. Bone Splitter is really easy. Let's just take Ryusei. Alright, we took Ryusei. Really came down to the last second there. Okay, so this pack is nowhere near as powerful. In terms of red spells, there's this Stink Trinker Daredevil. I haven't drafted... Hey, Ansith, what's up? I haven't drafted that deck yet, so maybe I do want to play that. What does this do? Put a 2/5 into play. When a forest enters the battlefield, you may return it from the graveyard to your hand. Seems pretty cute, but I don't think it's going to be my next pick. Latchkey Fairy's okay in the fairy deck, but it's not really that good outside of it. This guy's okay. I kind of do want to try this giant deck out. Maybe I'll just grab that. Nantuko Shaman. This card's also pretty good. Not really sure. Is Giants typically two-color? Oh yeah, I think it's red with some white for a couple of white spells that get benefits from Giants, but we'll see. The Giants usually go late anyway, so if only this was a Dragon Giant Spirit. Alright. What cards in here are even playable? Sting Scourger. This card's okay. And outside of that, there's Fairy Macabre, Face Vaulter. This thing's pretty good in the deck. This thing's pretty good in the Affinity deck. This thing's quite good in the Rebel deck. Actually, I'll just take this. This is like worse pacifism. And if I do end up in red-white, then I'll be pretty happy to have it. Stink Scourgers usually come around a little later, and I'm not too big of a fan of them. I played with them a bunch. It seems like I'm always red face. I don't even know what card you're talking about because I already clicked away. Sorry, Joida. If you want to explain to me what the card does, that's fine, but I'm not really sure which one you were talking about. And I probably could have just passed a really powerful card, and that would kind of suck if I did. Okay. So, Avian Changelings in this pack. Joe, okay. Oh, Joey. 8. Okay, sorry. Joey and I'm super smart. I speak the English. Okay, so anyway. Crush Underfoot's really good. So is Warspike Changeling, and I think Avian Changeling is going to be my pick here, though. Just because it's so powerful. And I think I want to be red-white anyway, and it counts as a giant, and getting cheap giants is not that easy, I think. And you kind of want it for the deck, so we'll just go with that. Hopefully I'm going to be able to pick up a Thundercloud Shaman or two. Those cards are really powerful, and they stop a lot of the other strategies in the format, especially if you can have multiple giants going on. And this guy doesn't even hurt you too much because he's a 1/3, so you'd have to have a bunch of giants out to even hurt you. Okay, so there's this this bro who's best friends with the giants. Penumbra Spider is just an absurd card, and I just don't understand how they printed this card. Giant Spider is a really good card, and then it just gives you another one when it dies. It seems like it's so hard to get around that, and the slow green deck really wants that card. What does this do? And it's just battlefield draw a card for a 4-mana 3/2. That seems good. Whenever you cast a creature, You may pay green if you do return it from your graveyard to your hand. That card seems awesome. I kind of want to be playing green. Moldervine Cloak is also really good. It's a +3/+3 enchantment that you can keep getting back. But we're gonna be pretty happy with our possibly 3/2 first strike. Look at this guy. He's a little dude who stands at the feet of the giants chasing down the little elf soldiers. What a bro. Okay. So, what does this do? You can't lose the game. Okay, I don't really care about that. A couple of good cards. There is Crush Underfoot, which I think I'm going to grab one right now. I might be able to get another one later. Fiery Fall's okay too. This giant seems okay, and like it'll be okay in the deck, but I think I'd rather just grab the removal spell for now. Actually, I probably should have gone with the giant because I guess I'm not really 100% sure I'm in giants because this is my only giant right now. I just really want to be playing the giants deck, so. Now that I think about it, Crush Underfoot was probably a bad choice. But this does make Crush Underfoot only cost a red. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, Avian Changeling as my only giant is pretty sad day. Well, there's another Stink Drinker Daredevil. I don't think I want to grab the Rift Bowl here since I've already prioritized removal a little bit. And I think I want to just go for either Ivory Giant or Stink Drinker Daredevil. And I think Ivory Giant's really powerful, so I'm going to go ahead and snap it up. And hopefully I'll get some more, maybe another Stink Drinker Daredevil later on down the road if I'm still in Giants. You know what's really funny? That Goblin Sorcery spell, the one in a black that makes you sacrifice something, it gets so much worse when they're playing any Changeling because they can just sacrifice a Changeling. And oh my god, that destroyed me in the games that I was playing. So here's another one of those Masked Admirers. I'm surprised to see them going around that late because, I mean, just by reading the card, it seems awesome. I'm going to grab this Gleam of Resistance. I never hate land cycling, plus I think the effect is pretty powerful anyway. Okay, so Crush Underfoot did table. Tran, yes, this is Modern Masters. This card did table, but I think I want to go for another giant first. And we can get our second real giant. And I thought it was mostly red, but it looks like so far we're mostly white. Maybe I don't think that Giants is. I think Giants is pretty open. Seeing a Crush Underfoot table, I didn't grab it, but means or could mean that it's a pretty open deck. Yeah, it's definitely nice to see those giant cards pretty late. I'm gonna grab this guy. I'm not planning on having any flyers other than my changelings, so he might be playable. Otherwise, he's very sideboardable. Gets to enter the battlefield and blow a creature up with flying, but it doesn't have that whole you may destroy target creature with flying, which it seems like they always include you may these days. Guess I'll grab another Gleam of Resistance. Don't really need any of the others, but it seems like they always have you may written on cards because today they don't like to confuse players, and whenever you play a spell and then your opponent says, okay, what creature with flying are you going to kill? And you say, I don't want to kill any. And then they say, sorry about that, you have to kill him. So I'm really glad I didn't take that other Crush Underfoot since I don't think I want more than 2 of them, and I need to grab a few more giants before they even become very good. So, I mean, so far it looks like a pretty sweet deck. I've got some removal spells, some cards that, oh my god, more Gleam of Resistances. Okay, gosh, I don't need that many. I've got these cards are pretty low cost to be putting in your deck because you can just land cycle them at any time. I'm really glad that this guy came back around for me. Gets me another giant. 4 mana 3/3 is fine. The fact that it's got Mountain Walk is sweet, and giant is just it's all good for me. I'm pretty much slamming this Path to Exile. Avian Changeling would be nice, but you take Path to Exile when you get Path to Exile. I would be really happy if this Avian Changeling or Partic Dragon table. I've actually seen this card table before, and I don't really know why it tables, because I think people are just like, oh, this ability is terrible. They're just going to be able to get it back, or they're just going to be able to keep pushing it off, and it'll never come into play. But just casting it as a 6 mana 4/4 with fire breathing is pretty sweet, and it's just a really powerful spell. But I don't know, people don't like it. All right, so we got a couple of choices here. Probably not going to go the Vidalcan Shackles route, but we've got Kithkin Greatheart, and I think that's probably what I'm going to choose. I could also go for Fiery Fall or Fury Charm. Fury Charm's definitely a lot worse. Even Sandsower, but it's not very good in my deck. I think it's pretty clearly this Kithkin Greatheart. If I can get like 3 or 4 of these things, just play them turn 2 into a turn 3 Avian Changeling most of the time, then that would be really, really sweet. Man, this is a tough choice, because now I have to go and make up my decision. Do I want to take the card Meadowborn, which is probably the best card in this pack? Do I want the removal spell, which is not a great removal spell, and I think I'm probably pretty good on removal for now? Or do I want to take this Kithkin Greatheart? And I think the answer is I'm going to go with the Greatheart. Meadowboon is just super powerful, and when it works is really good, but I don't think it's it doesn't particularly shine in this deck. It's just a powerful card, so it wouldn't be a bad card to have in the deck, but it's not. Alright, cool. See you later, Tran. Have fun with whatever you're doing. But it's not like completely necessary. I think this is the second Dirkwood Baloth I've seen in this pack, so whoever is picking all those up is a pretty lucky fella. Alright, actually, I don't know. I was going to go for this Warspike Changeling, but now I'm thinking that I don't know how many 4 mana 3/3s I really want in a deck. Pyrite Spellbomb's just okay. It's sweet if I pick up Auriok Salvagers, but I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. So, because it is a rare, but man, that's not even worth considering. It's Warspike Changeling or Amru Seekers, and I think I'm just going to go with Warspike Changeling. I don't really like the 2 mana Veteran. Alright, this card is just kind of unfair. I don't understand how this card only cost... Oh my god, I didn't see Thundercloud Shaman. Gosh, I almost took... I just don't even know which one of these is better. Both of them are insane. I'm going to go with Thundercloud Shaman, though, actually. Wow. This pack is just insane for me. I didn't even see Riftbolt. Like, God. There are 3 cards that I would be happy first picking, and I would be very happy with one of those at any time. Wow, there's a lot of green cards in this pack. So, we could go for the Vivid Crag, but I don't think we're going to need to splash anything. We already have enough 4 mana 3/3s. So maybe just going for the Deadeye as just like a second, thing to deal with flyers isn't bad, because this deck doesn't really deal with flyers too well. So we'll just pick this up. And here, oh my god, I was literally about to say I wish I had another Stink Drinker Daredevil. This deck is really coming along right now. I hope maybe I can get 3. I don't know if I actually want 3 in the deck. But yeah, I am rolling right now. Okay, so there's nothing in this pack for me, so I'm just gonna grab this thing because I hate the Rebels deck, and I guess it's not. Yeah, it's not bad against me. I don't know. It's not particularly good against me either, though. So I already have 21 cards that I could be playing. I know I have 2 of these Deadeyes, so I'm not going to hide them, but I'm probably not going to be playing them in the main. These Hillcomber Giants are okay, but I don't need to play them in the main. And wow, Bardic Dragon and Avian Changeling both tabled. I'm going to take the Changeling here, but with picking up the second Changeling, that plus Ryusei, I really don't want to be playing those whatever they're called, Hammer something Giants in the main deck. They're just too risky, basically, because they're already risky in that, or weak in that you have to really play them on turn 6 if you want to keep them around, and if they're also Fiery Fall. If they're also what's the word that I'm thinking for? Conditional, because you can't play them if you have a creature, then it's not going to work out too well. But so far, we're looking pretty good. Whenever you have all these doubles of pretty decent cards that you want uh, in the archetype, so for Kithkin, Greatheart, Stinkdrinker, Daredevil, Avian Changeling, those are the cards. Oh my God, Metal Bone Table! Those are the cards that I was looking to pick up when I started this deck, and I managed to get them all. Two Traumatic Visions, which I like the card, and Thallid Shell Dweller, which I think is particularly good against me, and I don't think that Veteran Armorer is very good, but I picked it up just because it's in color, and I don't even know if there's only 3 cards left. I don't know if the person who's playing the Thallid green deck, or just even the green deck, is going to pick up that 0/5, so... Oh, okay. So it says we're at 23, but I'm not going to be playing these Gleam of Resistances. I'll probably play 1, maybe 2, but I don't want to be playing too many of them, especially since I already have Fiery Fall, which is land cycling. And I really like this card. Just kills a creature or land cycles. Anything that just gives me options is, I find, really powerful and really useful. So now what I want to be doing is looking for uncommon cards to basically upgrade my slots. As I mentioned, I don't really have 23 cards in the main, but I'll be able to get there pretty easily. And I want to be able to, for instance, upgrade these guys. 4 mana, 3/3 Mountain Walk's okay, not great. I don't know if 4 mana, 3/3 that could gain First Strike is any better, but what I really want to do is I just want to upgrade those cards, try and pick up maybe a couple more, or at least one more Thundercloud Shaman. Maybe get that 6 mana, gain 10 life, get a giant spell. Those cards usually go pretty late, so... Gleam is pretty expensive for what it does. I'm going to grab a Fury Charm here. Pallid Mycoderm is really good in that deck, but it doesn't look like anybody's playing it, so I'm not too worried about that. But I mean, +1/+2 and untap is actually way better than it seems, because if you're in a racing situation, it's going to win you the game. If you make a big attack, if you're at parity or something like that, you make a big attack, then it'll often make at least 1, maybe even 2 of your creatures survive that wouldn't have, and that just puts you in a way better situation. And the fact that that it's a conditional effect is mitigated, and it's expensive, is mitigated by the fact that you can just land cycle it. So it doesn't really have too big of a cost to be putting it in your deck. But I agree that the ability of +1/+2 untap your creatures is not worth 5 mana. But that's really the theme of these basic land cyclers. They're all really good cards, and I'm really glad that they put them in Modern Masters, because I actually got to play with them, and I probably would never have been able to do so had they not put them in. But I definitely don't need 3 of them. Maybe I'll play 1 in the main. I mean, 2 basic land cyclers seems okay, because it'll let you keep a hand that's not quite as good. Alright, let's see what we got here. First glance, I don't really see anything that I even want to play. I want to play this, but it's not my colors. Oh, here we go. Feud Killer's Verdict. Okay, good. It's a good thing that I glanced twice, because my first glance was not true. There is a Sting Scourger, but I don't really think I want that in the deck. It doesn't really fit. And this is exactly the card that I wanted. So go grab it up. Snap it up right away. No big deal. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to be playing as Veteran Armorer. I'll just hide it right now. These Gleam of Resistances I might play, but what I'm really looking for is some more creatures, because I want to get that creature count up from 14. Obviously, this deck can just straight up win easily, since I have a bunch of powerful cards, like Ryusei, Thundercloud Shaman with a bunch of... I mean, Thundercloud Shaman with any amount of giants is good. I guess I don't have that many giants now that I think about it. So I should pick up some more of those. Okay, so I could grab another giant here. What does this do? Creatures you control get +2/+2, or until end of turn get lifelink, and you can entwine it. That doesn't seem very good. I completely forgot that I was in red-white. I definitely saw Lightning Helix, but I was like, oh, well, I don't want to splash for it. And then I realized that I'm playing Boros, so let's go. Not gonna ship a Lightning Helix, as much as I want to be playing other cards. I guess I don't really need this Fury Charm in the deck. But yeah, Path to Exile, Lightning Helix combo. I definitely just clicked on those backwards, but either way, both just makes me very happy. So we're looking at almost full deck. Um, we can replace Meadow Boon if we find a decent enough uh, giant to put in, or changeling. He's so cute. Look, he's just a little fox. I don't know how he's a 3/3. Sometimes it just doesn't make any sense. Like there's a gigantic monster and it's like a 2/1 or something like that. And then you just get this cute little fox here. Doesn't look like it could hurt anything. And they're just like, nope, that guy's a 3/3. Oh man. I want to play this card, but I need to read this thing. When target creature other than blank dies this turn, return... What? That's insane. How can I not take that card? This ability is absurd, and it's in color. But it is a lot of mana. And I really want to play this. But god, this card is... I think this card is just too powerful to pass. God, that ability... I've literally never read this card. Also, by the way, it's a 4/5 flying vigilance for 6 mana. And its ability is a tap ability that you don't even have to pay for. This just looks like one of the best cards I've ever seen in Limited. I guess not really. I mean, it's really, really good, but it's still just, like, dies to removal spell. Nothing in this pack for me. That's unfortunate. Blinding Beam. I don't think I'm going to be playing Blinding Beam. I don't really know why they put this in. I don't... I guess I'm not particularly a fan of Entwined spells, but maybe they're better than I think. I guess I'll just take... I don't really care about Penumbra Spider. My creatures are all bigger than it. Then again, I do have a lot of 3/3s and 3/2s, so I'll just grab this Penumbra Spider and get it out of there. So, I mean, what I thought my deck was going to be an awesome giant deck, but it's sort of looking like something with giant support with these Crush Underfoots and these Kithkin Greathearts. But it's got a lot of removal and some really, really powerful finishers in these 3. And even Ivory Giant's not bad. Alright. This looks like just a Thundering Giant. Another Dirkwood Baloth. Man, this card is way better than people are giving it credit for. I mean, I guess it's like, what, 5th pick? That's not too late for it, but I think it's really powerful. I'm just gonna go grab this giant right away, because I want more giants in the deck. And 5 mana 4/3, something. It's better than another 4 mana 3/3, which I think we're good on. Let's say I don't play any of these Gleam of Resistances. Oh, cool. That's usually when you hide one card, all of the cards that are the same of it go away. But since this one's foil, they didn't implement that. I agree, Admiral. That's definitely seems like a good day. Is this a 6-pick Path to Exile, or is somebody just messing with me? I don't... I'm just... I'm sorry, Ivory Giant, but Path to Exile takes precedence. These Crush Underfoots might not even make the main deck because there's just so many good cards. And there's another Ivory Giant. Here's a Sen's Enlistment, though. It's hard to tell which one's better, the one that'll work in the deck or the card that is just absolutely bonkers. If you haven't played with Retrace cards, then you need to, because like this card will just stall the game out. It'll build you an army if you're at parity. This card is just basically good no matter what situation in the game you're in, and I think it's better than a second Ivory Giant. Maybe not. Maybe I do just want the Ivory Giant, but I'm gonna grab it and hope for the best. All right, let's get... Oh, okay. Nope. None of these things are gonna be good in my deck. Otherworldly Journey. Yeah, I don't think I want to play this. Retrace is really good. It's you can discard a land and then you can cast a card from the graveyard. So basically what you get to do is you cast Sen's Enlistment, get 2 soldiers, it goes to the graveyard. Then next turn you draw another land, you discard the land, and you get to cast Sen's Enlistment again. But it doesn't get exiled like it does when you flash it back. It just goes back into the graveyard, and you can keep doing that. So basically, every time you get more lands, you can keep discarding them and grabbing. I'm just gonna grab the spell bomb up here. Yeah, it's really sweet. I guess I grab an Ether Sworn Canonist in case... Oh, wait, Warspike Changeling. Okay. I didn't even see him. Hey, Blind Spot Giant tabled. Nice. It's exciting. Incremental Growth. Card's sweet. I guess I'll grab this. I don't really think I'm going to be playing it, but I just have so many cards in this deck. I may just cut these Hillcomer Giants and maybe one or two of the Crushed Underfoots, just to make the deck a little bit less reliant on Giants. I mean, I do have a bunch of them in the deck, but make it so, like, Kithkin Greatheart is better with Giants, but Crushed Underfoot does nothing if you don't have a Giant, so. And unfortunately, I was just rereading it. I didn't think it did, but it can only deal damage to a creature. It would be sweet if it could deal damage to a creature or a player. And it wouldn't be too powerful, I don't think. Although I think they would probably cost it a 3 mana, since there are similar cards that do this effect. I think there's a card called Soulsfire. Oh my god, are you joking? There's a card called Soulsfire, which is 2 in a red, which just deals damage equal to... What is going on? To target creature or player equal to power target of target creature you control or something like that. So basically, oh my god, that was nuts. Just got 3 of these things. Like, I kind of want to play all of them now because I feel like anytime you draw this card, it's sweet. It just counts down to victory. It doesn't always win, I guess, but yeah, I definitely don't need to play these things because I have just enough removal. If I'm playing 2 paths, Pyrite, Spellbomb, Lightning Helix, maybe I won't play Bound in Silence. Maybe I'll play Crush Underfoot instead. But maybe I will play a Bound in Silence. I don't know. But that plus this Fiery Fall, which I think is good to include in the deck just because we get basic land cycling out of it. Oh, guys, don't forget, we do have 2 of these Think Drinker Daredevils to make all of our super expensive giants like Ivory Giant really really cheap. Hey ZK Fuzzy 1, how is it going? I'm doing pretty well, especially after this draft. That was a really fun draft. Even if the games don't go well, because that doesn't always the games don't always work out the way you had hoped. But even if they don't go well, I'll put this on the side for now. I think I'll be pretty happy. I'll try. Just put them both in for now. Valkyrie, and I don't know how many of those to play. I really have no clue. Thundering Giant. These Deadeyes are not going to go in. Let's put Blind Spot Giant. Is this... Okay, I need to control another Giant for it to attack. And we'll put 1 Crush Underfoot in for now. This is already 27 cards, and I want the Spell Bomb in there too. This is already 27, so I think immediately I'm just going to cut 1 Ivory Giant. I think it's really good, but I don't know how good it is in multiples. Alright, Hillcomer Giant, I'm sorry, but today's not your day to shine. Okay, so these are my only 2 drops, so I think I want to keep them all in. I would like to keep all 3, but... I only have a certain amount of slots in the deck. This is also... it's a tribal sorcery. Giant, that's so good with Stink Trigger Daredevil. Let's get rid of Metal Boon. I don't need that card. It doesn't... it's not 100% necessary. We got 1 Crush Underfoot in now. Maybe I just take them both out. Let's see, I'm at 16 creatures. I could go below 16. But I don't really want to. And I don't know, I feel like Sen's Enlistment is a card that might need to go. I want to be getting to like 6 lands no matter what, but 6 is not 8. Like this card is so good because when you get to the late game, you get like 9 lands and stuff, you want to just be discarding them. but that might not even ever happen. You know what? We'll leave Sen's Enlistment in the sideboard. Yeah, yeah, dude. I know how awesome Sen's Enlistment is, but I just think that the deck will run smoother without it because it doesn't really add to um, the deck. It's just kind of yeah. I agree, Anseth. You're completely right. I mean, it, Retrace is much more powerful than you would think, but it still is just not exactly what the deck is trying to do. Maybe I take out like Ryusei or something like that. He really is just a 6 mana 5/5. God, it's so powerful though. Like if they ever find an answer, then it just kills everything. But maybe it'll just be killing my stuff. What do you guys think? Should I take out Ryusei and put in Sen's Enlistment? I don't know. That sounds maybe a little bit rash. You know what? That sounds a little bit rash. We're just gonna add some lands here. Okay, so it wants me to play 9 planes. That seems okay. Maybe I do want an extra mountain. Because I mean I have these 2 double white spells, but they're that much. You know what? We're gonna be okay. 9/8 is gonna be fine either way. But I have a lot of sideboard cards, so Sense Enlistment is gonna go in if my opponent's playing something like Rebels or something that is really just trying to stall the game out. Um, Meadow Boon maybe will come in. Bound in Silence will come in for something like Pyrite Spellbomb if they've got bigger creatures or something like that that I need to deal with. These Hillcomber Giants are going to basically just replace Warspike Changelings if my opponents have mountains. And I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, these Deadeyes are going to replace the Warspike Changelings if my opponents have flyers. So I don't know. I think this deck is looking pretty good, and I'm pretty excited to play some games with it. Hopefully we can win. That would be really sweet. I haven't won one of these Modern Masters yet. In fact, every single time that I've played Modern Masters Swiss, I've gotten a bye. So hopefully I'll just win so that I can't get any buys. That would be the most ideal situation, right? All right, let's see how many people are waiting. 1, 2, 3. So 4 people so far have submitted their decks. Favorite card in Modern Masters? I can't really answer that yet because I've barely played. This is going to be my 4th. Yeah, this is my 4th draft. So, I don't know. I mean, you just have to play way more, I feel like, in order to start developing cards because I haven't done any archetype more than once. So, I don't know. But it's looking pretty good, this deck. It really, I mean, this is one of those times where you're drafting an archetype and then you can notice pretty easily that it's wide open and that nobody else at the table is drafting the same archetype as you. And occasionally that's not the case, but here I mean, I got second to last and last pick Ivory Giants. Nobody would pass them that late in the Giants deck. Look at this thing. Do you see those little people scampering away in fear? God. Unfortunately, it's tap all non-white creatures, so it taps some of your creatures too, and a card that you play on your turn that taps your creatures isn't very good because then you go to your opponent's turn and they don't have, and their creatures are untapped, but and yours are tapped, so it kind of sucks. But it's generally pretty good. I really love Pyrite Spellbomb. I think this card is so good. I don't know why people... Actually, people don't really pass it in this thing. They take it right away. But yeah, it was one of those that I really have to, or I was sure that I was going to play, even though it's not really that good in the deck. But it's just the fact that it can cycle if it doesn't hit a target, and it's so cheap to do so. It's only 2 mana to cycle. I think it just makes it really good.